Welcome to the City of Westfield's financial transparency platform, powered by OpenGov. This video will be an overview of how to use the OpenGov tool to see how the city spends and receives money. When you reach the platform site, you will be greeted by this welcome screen. This welcome screen links to two help menus: a handy how-to guide that provides a navigational overview of the reports, as well as a multi-fund accounting overview. You can click View Report to dismiss this welcome screen and be taken to the City of Westfield's default report, the Annual Financial Report. This report displays actual annual data from fiscal year 2015 through the budget data for the current fiscal year. Currently, we are looking at the city's revenues broken down by revenue type. The graph itself is very interactive. Clicking into taxes breaks down the data further to show the specific revenue types that make up taxes. When you land on this default page, you will notice Westfield has preset saved views on the left-hand side. You can click directly on these saved views and your graph or table will update automatically. Let's click on the saved view. How much does each department spend in the main operational funds, general and fire? You'll notice that the visualization now shows the city's expenses broken down by department. You can click on any region of the graph to isolate the information for one department. Let's click into Police Department. You'll notice that now just the Police Department budget expenses are showing. On the left is the OpenGov filter panel. This advanced filter tool allows you to analyze data among many different criteria. Navigating to the broken down by menu allows you to change this from breaking out the data by department to expense type. So now instead of a department structure, you can see each expense type within the police department. Clicking into services shows all of the expenses that roll up into the category services. You can click on the Show More on the legend on the right-hand side of your screen to see even more detail. Additionally, you can scroll below the visualization to a table of data. This table of data contains the numbers that are driving the visualization above. Also, you can click the Back button in the top left-hand corner to be taken to the previous state of the report. Or you can click the Reset button to be taken back to the default state of the report. In OpenGov, there are 5 different graph types. You can switch between graph types by navigating over to the right-hand side of your screen. A stacked percentage graph shows percent changes over time. A stacked graph shows overall trends over time. A line graph overlays these trends over time. A pie graph allows you to analyze 1 year at a time. You can use the slider below the visualization to switch between different years of data. And finally, the bar graph allows you to compare trends over time as well as percent breakdown over time. The graphs themselves are very interactive. Hovering over any part of the graph allows you to see detailed data points as well as changes from 1 year to the next. Now, let's click into the monthly report. This report shows actual data for the current fiscal year broken out by month. This data is being compared to the current fiscal year budget. You'll notice that the actual data is shown on the graph as a solid bar, while the budget data is shaded. This type of report is often referred to as a budget to actual report. If you navigate to the filter panel, you can switch the year from 2018 to 2017. Also included in the monthly report is a set of saved views. Click on the last view, what is the trend of fire and general fund revenues versus expenses? The report updates to show revenues and expenses through the month of March. At any point, you can choose to compare a different month by clicking back into the filter panel and selecting a new month. If you are looking for information for a specific department, you can easily search for it by expanding the Filtered by All section. From here, you can easily search for a department or fund by name or by simply clicking into the department's name. Let's search for Parks in the Fund column. Searching for parks won't bring up all funds related to parks, as certain funds might not use the word parks. An alternate way to search for park funds would be to choose the Parks Under department, and make sure that all funds are selected. This way, all funds associated with the Parks Department will show up in the view. The next report is the city's monthly cash balance report. The information shown in this report reflects the city's balance if all expenses and revenues cleared the bank account. The default state of this report shows the city's assets broken down by fund. We are currently looking at the general fund and the fire fund. However, you can use the broken down by menu to show this by asset type. By hovering over the graph, you can see that in March 2018, $6.6 million is in the corporate cash account, and about $4.5 million is in investment accounts. The next two reports are related to the property tax rates for the city, specifically the property tax rate per taxing entity and the property tax rate per city funds and departments. The filters in these two reports operate a bit differently than the financial reports explored previously. These filters allow you to aggregate across your entire data source. You can also use the Google-style search bar above to type in a specific word and search across the entire report. Just like in the other reports, you can use the slider bar across the bottom of the pie graph to move between different years. As you move between the different years, the total tax rate for that year will appear in the bottom left-hand corner. For more information, please view the Property Tax Guide available under the Documents section on the left-hand side of your screen. Finally, there are two reports on Grand Park: the Grand Park Cash Balance Report, as well as the Grand Park Monthly Report. These reports operate very similar to the annual financial report above. However, the data is filtered just to show information tied to Grand Park. If you have a question on any of the reports or data that you see on Westfield's OpenGov site, please click the Help button in the top right-hand corner. From here, you can click Contact Westfield, enter in your name, and a question, feedback, or comment on the OpenGov site. Also, if you find a report interesting, you can click the Share button in the top right-hand corner and share a link of the report on social media or in an email. Additionally, you can download the image that you're seeing on your screen as a photo or the data into a spreadsheet. The information on Westfield's site will be updated on a regular basis. Please check back often for new reports and new information.